on to try to dismantle her kit, right? But where Deadlock really excels at is maps where it's very scaling oriented, kind of like Bind, kind of like Icebox, kind of like Ascent. And Lotus, I can see it. I can definitely see a case for this double Sentinel setup to come through. I just did not expect to see it from Elevate here.
Yeah, quite the interesting affair we're going to have. But pings on the map are going to show the story already, and you can see where the teams are setting up. An A hit straight away on Rubble, and Redco somehow already finds Impecunity. That might just open up things on C as the pressure's already applied for the rotations.
Now look at this, the rest of Elevate, they're already flooding in towards the side here. Smokes are going to go down very slowly.
There is.
Might have been a little bit of a happy little accident there. The spike is going to be planted down regardless from PUBG. Now Mojo fancying his chances on towards his door, taking a little bit of a peek, but he's going to be swarmed out by the rest of Elevate here.
Flank for Splash.
Flank is going to be huge. He takes a pick onto PUBG, but Nakia trades it right back onto him now. It's a 2v4. Aduka. This wall, it's so big in pistol rounds, because now look at how much time he has to spend just blasting away at it, right? And it's going to consume so much time, so much information. It's going to allow Nakia to scale right up here. Now Aplex left alone on CT. Red Ghost going to dispatch him shortly, and that is going to be in the pistol round, being handily given to the side of Elevate.
And to add on to the fact with the wall as well, on the pistol round, you have to spend so much time spamming into either one of the points or the main points of the wall to break it. Not only that, most of the time, you don't have the damage and ammo to actually take down the wall within a singular mag. You need another teammate with you to try and just take it out fast. Most of the time, you're going to get caught reloading, and by the time someone is scaled up, listening to all that commotion of you trying to break down the wall, you might be dead. So,
bro, like on pistol rounds, that wall, man, it's so butt cheeks to play against.
Yeah. And unlike Sage Wall, where, you know, you don't really see anyone on the other side that can be shot through, that's the danger. The other thing is that it displaces your crosshair very, very low. With Sage Wall, you can still relatively aim towards head level and take down the wall, but Deadlock is a whole different story. Splash looking to make an entrance for the lurk again, but well, speaking of entrances, there comes Nakia, but taken down by Aplex really quickly. There's a backside as well. Prowler not going to find him just yet. He's doing a little bit of good damage here. Flick not going to be too much done.
Oh, and now the site is going to be completely open here for Elevate to plant this spike. Aduka holding steadfast on towards CT to allow his last remaining teammate onto Splash here with the Sheriff in hand to try to scale up, and all of a sudden, this looks very comfortable in the hands of Elevate now. The trades did go a little bit haywire towards the beginning of the execute, but it seems like Elevate are hunkering down so far. The utility from the Deadlock, you can already hear it coming down. PUBG gets one, and the stun is going to be barely missing Splash, but Riza closes out the affair, and that's going to be the eco round, handily given to Elevate.
All right, so pretty stable for Elevate, all things considered, but we're into the danger of the buy rounds. This is where make it or break it. And against Elevate, you better be looking at breaking it very, very fast. So, all the Vandals coming in for NEXGA. Looking at where they're placing on the map, this might be a little bit of a brawl coming through onto the rubble position. Let's see if Flaring goes for the usual TP up top, because he might get shut down here. Goes for the bottom TP instead. Oh, that's not where you want the Fade Eye to be, unfortunately. Misses it out, and Splash finds the shot onto PUBG as well. Nakia returns it back onto Splash. A bit of spam coming through to try and take down Aduka, but he's way more wary about that. That's a little shock dart as well to try and ward off anyone taking the orb if anyone's scaled up. But so far, space is retained. And kind of taken here into the A site.
Oh, Elevate. They're already on through to the safe side. Does he know? Nakia bursts out through the smokes and catches out Aduka, but Mojo won't find the refrag here. Aftershock going out to deny the plan, but it's going to be a little too late here. The one-way smoke being put onto drop here is going to deny so much pressure here. But Flaring with the TP up on the heaven gets caught out by Impecunity, and now Riza Going to be one of the players left on the side here together with Redco. We've seen the dynamic duo make some work happen before, and Redco finds the first one to Applix. A nice scaling up, peels back, and cleans out the last player on Mojo. What a round from Elevate. Perfect from start to finish.
Yeah, and that's all towards the end there. Redco and Riza, these two are so cerebral, like you mentioned, in how they've played, right? And when they're backing each other up, you can almost see instances of certain duo dynamics, something like the likes of a Mark L and Jansen when they're left in a clutch, right?
Yeah.
But it's like times 10 the danger. Times 10 the IQ, possibly. So,
yeah,
Sheriffs are going to be bought up for the Aces. Let's see if they can make their cowboy rounds work or not. At least a little bit of damage to Elevate's economy would be nice, but Elevate are opting to hold out a little bit and waiting for NEXGA to answer the call first.
Splash already taking a bullet to his noggin there. Down to 41 HP. Gonna be forced to peel back here together with Aruka. Opting to let the pressure from Elevate seep through onto this rubble area. The drone is going to come out to spot some information. For now, look at the seaside from NEXGA. Elevate, if they take too long, they might risk themselves getting pinched here. That's going to be a whole 3-man flank. But Riza, he's in a little bit of a dicey situation. Mojo gives away their game, and they opt to not regress into this. Trying to find an avenue for his team going into the B side now. Alarm bot is going to notify the rest of Elevate, but ooh, Pud J just barely getting out there after getting a pick on towards Aruka. And the spike is going to be planted for the side of Elevate here. And now Pud J finding a second. That's both A players down. All they have left is all the players that are rushing through C-Link. And Nakia and Riza are going to be all that they need to take the rest of the players from NEXGA down.
It's very good util usage. Wasn't even going to give them a chance, to be honest. I was trying to calculate and trying to see a way if there was any sort of avenue for them to go in, but they really needed to get a pick or two before that B hit happened. And there was just no way in. There's just too many guns watching. They're out favored for it. I know they're aimers, NEXGA, but might be aiming a little bit too high for the mountaintop. So, pings coming through for Elevate. They're going to go for the A crunch as well. There might be a little bit of resistance from the defense, and it's Splash taking Nakia out. Duck hunting as we go. Aruka will find his prey too. Both fouls in the water. Dead into halfway into the side, actually. Our NEXGA.
Oh, NEXGA. What? Are they just finding all these kills through the smoke? There's that one pick from Splash, and then everything else was just the smoke spams. Pudjay gonna left on his lonesome here. 1 against 5. He's another one of the players that we have talked about playing together with the core of Flaring, Redco, and Riza. And he's made a very impressive showing, especially on their first match against this guys, in my opinion. Now, the pressure is going to be on him. He has Spike in hand. So he's going to be an open sight. Should be able to just scale up onto it. 35 seconds and counting. What will your move be here?
Considering the distance he has between himself and NEXGA, he has to go for this plant really quick, but they should hear this, so they should be coming in soon. He does have Nightfall available now, but don't think he's going to be using it at all. Full kit of utilities so far going in, and Mojo should be the first one taking contact. Tether goes through. Does land one. Ooh, he finds that first kill as well. Aruka goes down, but yeah, the swing from Applix, a 3-man swing that is going to take down Pudjay. So he does get his ultimate, but Elevate, they get their, sorry, NEXGA, they get their first.
Yeah, no, Elevate. The proactive answer from NEXGA was so powerful. Splash, finding the opening pick there, and then The Hunter's Fury from Aduka to stop any chances of a reply from coming through. And from there on onwards, it just played out as it did.
I've mentioned
Now-
before that Aduka just seems to know where these players fill into when he has Hunter's Fury. It's like it just becomes a cone for him, and he knows where they are. It's a little bit terrifying. All placed over here. Spam coming through. He might find one. Oh my god, what is that from Splash? A quick little flick to the right in the smoke, and he finds his prey. That's their entry. That's their entry down. They have to burst ults into this.
Nightfall's already going to be deployed here from Pudj to deny some information and to allow some openings for his team. And look at how far Splaring has scaled up here. You don't know that he's on site. Smoking off the search position once again. Risa is going to find a pick on towards Splash to reply back. The ultimate is going to come out from Redco, reeling Aduka in. He's just watching his body, the silly little cocoon, and now flaring with a two-piece here to shut it right down as Redco finds the last here.
You can almost hear the muffled screaming coming from Aduka. If you listen really, really close.
Bro, shoot me! Shoot me! Bro, shoot me!
Guys, please, I need help. And they swing straight into flaring. How did Splash find that flick, by the way? What was that from him? That was just straight up intuition, right? That's crazy. Friction burns on his wrist.
It's the Tongkat Ali, man.
Oh,
I'm telling you, bro. Plus 800 dexterity, you know what I mean?
real, so real.
Revealing area.
No more tonkatsu for him. Instead, pisaos. 5 of them.
Oh, yeah. All 5 here. Courtesy of Mr. DIY. Not sponsored, by the way. Now the Prowler is going to be sent through here. Wow, oh, look at this flank coming out. Splash picking up too with the Blade Storm. Looking for his third. Picks up Pudj. Updraft is going to close the distance to Tailwind. And that's going to be 4 with the knives, leaving Redco left here. But Redco's going to get 3. We've seen him do these before, but Mojo is going to shut it right down before he can be up to any more funny business here.
What a thrifty coming through, and that was pretty much all Splash. Yeah, Redco gave it a little bit of a chance back. We know he can do those clutches, but sheesh. Splash, all right, he's alive. He's alive today.
Yeah, that was like with the Blade Storms, the huge flank coming up from NEXGA was a very, very good call. I can see why they're running the Deadlock now, because you might look at Deadlock and think, hey, you got 2 abilities you can't even use until you go onto the side. But you look at the way that NEXGA plays, right? They're fighting for this early control now because they can't play retake here. How are you going to play retake into a Deadlock? That is just such a deadly position there because not only do you have to account for the time you need to break the walls, the stun sensors are such a big part of her kit because it can trigger when you tap the spike as well. So you don't even need to check the spike. If they tap the spike, they get stunned. It's going to be so much pressure if they hold on towards that spike because if they do decide to get off, they can barely fight you with that stun available on towards your side.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so timeout has been lifted so far. We're already seeing a little bit of a fast crunch coming in from Elevate here. One-way smoke is going to block off all the sight lines for Impecunity, so he has to back away as well. Apolix having to TP back to safety. Elevate are going to try and scale up and take the space before the smoke dissipates. And Nakia, I believe he's going to go for this entry with the showstopper available. He might as well.
Paranoia is going to stall out the execute for a second. It's going to already go out, but Nakia getting taken right out here on the entry. Risa and Flaring, though, they will be able to answer in kind. And now the spike is going to be planted here as Impecunity. That's going to be a fisherman's prize right there. Reeled right in by the rope. Splash is on the flank angle, on the door. Operator in hand. Riza will get the better of him, shuts down that flank angle, and Aduka all alone in CT. Options dwindling down, and I don't think he'll have a way to get back into this round.
No, he just has to save the rifle too. Might as well give him some sort of leverage into the next round, right? Oh my gosh, the op is just sticking out the door, and they steal it away from him too. So he's not going to be able to get that as well.
OP, 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 OP.
Quick, grab it from the door.
Something's never changed, man.
Too big, too big. Open the door, quick. 4-man Lala move to just move this one up.
From the days of take MVP for me to hey, take my op, you know.
And still somehow, even with the ping system, we just don't see the damn thing.
Where's the op? He's there.
Where is there? I'm pinging for you, bro.
Oh my god, this setup coming out from NEXGA. Looks to me like they're gonna plan something pretty spicy here, but that one-way wall is going to dissuade them. Any cheeky mishaps for a second. And look at this. The flash there, enough to keep them at bay for a second. It's gonna be a little bit of a quasi buy forward the side of NEXGA, the wall. Does he have lineups for the wall?
That's crazy. Oh my god, he does.
I think that goes to water. Oh my god, yeah. And so that's going to deny the crossover from the defenders, and now Elevate here are just going to be storming this site, taking it by force. Blink and you miss it. Aduka and Splash will be the only remaining members here from the side of NEXGA, trying to claw themselves back into this round. Splash finds the first one on towards Riza, and that's the player you want. That's the Sentinel. But Redco and Flaring, they are still up together with PUBG. They'll have 3 to find before they defuse the spike here, and all of these players are going to be on this battle royale towards site. But Elevate are just going to clean it out. 7-2 now, a convincing 5-round lead on the scoreboard.
Yeah, that's well held from Elevate so far, and a bit rough for NEXGA because, well, actually that's not too bad. They do have their economy set up for a little bit of a buy here, so all things are good. Thought they were going to go for another save, but yeah, just go for it, right? Splash was feeling it, so yeah, all right. Crazy that Redco has lineups, but then again, I'm just not surprised that he does.
Where did that even go?
That went into Waterfall, you're right.
Oh, wow, Mojo being already taken out early from Nakia, but Splash will shut down his counterpart here. How far he's scaling up here. When you're down this far, you need to take a couple of risks, and Splash, we know that he's no stranger to those risk-making plays. Oh, and Aduka is going to be able to cover him as the paranoia goes down, and Elevate. They're going to be in a bit of a sticky situation, but Riza finds a kill on the lurk in the A side. But it's going to be a little bit of a conundrum, because somehow, some way, PUBG, he's going to have to find his way on towards the spike here. Meanwhile, the rest of NEXGA, they are planting their butts firmly on that thing. There is no way this thing is going anywhere on their side. But we'll see if Riza can find the flank angle in here, because he's stuck up on towards the door right now. As soon as he presses this button, all eyes will be drawn towards him.
He actually doesn't. He actually doesn't opt to do it. He goes back to stronghand himself with PUBG. So they're actually just going to go for the full fight here, I believe. But they're running out of time, so you're just going to go for the fights. And PUBG does well to get 2 so far. Somehow we're left into the 1v1, but Crosshair has to be so tight, and Aduka wins that one instead. Okay. A good attempt from PUBG. We know he's feeling sharp as well. We know when left into somehow seemingly impossible odds, he can win out those fights. Interesting. I feel like opening the door could have been the right play too, but maybe he's worried that, oh, they open the door, they might just crunch into PUBG's position, right? Because they know they can isolate both players. So yeah, maybe that's the reason why they went up to do a buddy system instead. But round 11, we're getting close into this half being swapped, and Elevate still on a very comfortable lead so far.
I'm gonna be honest, man. If you told me today we're gonna see Lotus, I'd be like, yeah, this is a huge roll. But you're telling me Redco is top fragging as the deadlock right now? This was not on my bingo cards at all.
You forgot to grab your new one by the station on the left there.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Go very quick. Go now.
Face your fear!
Not yet! We have a round to cast because Nightfall is now being thrown down by Pud J as the attack from Elevate comes through. The execute. Oh, they double swing, but they miss Afflex, and he's gonna go huge with a triple kill here. But Redco replying in kind. Splash though will make waves with his name to shut things out. 4-7. NEXGA now recovering their footing here on their defense.
Oh, the first 2 kills were great. They just did not check that one corner. It's kind of funny when you think about it because he has a Guardian. The barrel for that thing is really long. So they could have seen it on the way out, but they're more concerned with all the other proper positions that they would have been holding anyways. Gets the 2 and then flicks back into the smoke and gets his 3rd as well. Pretty much ending the story for a site take, even with the Nightfall there. So Elevate, they are going to call their timeout. And, you know, you got to be smiling to yourselves if you've managed a timeout out of Elevate. It means you're doing something right.
Honestly, because we've already seen how both of these teams can play so methodically, right? And we've seen the adaptations come out from NEXGA. I'm just hoping it is in time for them to come back onto this map. Because I think for NEXGA, their attack is definitely extremely strong. But I don't think their defense is far behind either. And the scoreline reflects that.
It does. Okay, I saw some pings earlier on mid-convo going into C Mound. So some sort of plan is cooking for Elevate. It seems like Riza's going to be the one to try and take this lurk play into it, but he has to be so careful because there is 3 players. He only saw the 2. He does not know the splash is right underneath his cage. Operator in hand. If he peeks out, he might be dead here, but Riza might have the timing to try and take him out. Ooh, manages to avoid the timing, but he finds that shot onto Splash, so Operator is down. And Elevate, they can opt to actually hit that site as well.
Opening up the round on a high note already. Bit of a misplay here by Splash, but let's see the rest of the players here will be able to pick up Slack. Nakia taking down Duke of Mojo. He's going to be called to answer this push here as the rest of Elevate are going to be swarming up the side. Riza first on the chopping block. Mojo will be able to take that kill across the board here, but look at this pressure off of that information. The rest of Elevate, they're going to be funneling into B. And then Pecunity answers with the Guardian kill of his own. Stall out the push further. Spike is going to be planted if no interruptions come through. And it's going to be a very tight 2v2. Redco will have his ultimate to play around. Sound sensors to be laid out here. And look at the walls. Finding so much delay here. Now,
Oh, they're hearing the turnaround here.
the flag.
Yeah.
And Pecunity gets caught out here by flaring, actually. Now the ultimate is going to be deployed here. Got no one just yet. Applets left in 1v2 here, smoking the spike off, trying to find the first towards the side of Elevate. Little do they know they're encroaching right upon them. And that's going to be the sound sensor drift. A little bit of a silly business here, but Elevate, the spike will detonate and the round will be theirs. 8-4 will be the score line as we head into the attacking half for NEXGA.
First of all, I love that Impecunity has found entries on players that are airborne. He's found Nakia like 2 or 3 times airborne, and Pudj, I think he was trying to do like a little bit of a jump spot and he got his head annihilated by Impecunity. For some reason, this man can only really just flick upwards at the moment. That's kind of nuts. Second, stuns are wholly cosmetic. Someone fix that, please.
I don't know, it's nuts. We've seen so many players get kills while they're stunned across the split. Might be recency bias, of course, but damn. NEXGA, I think to start strong on towards their rubble play here. A lot of utility already being dumped down. And Elevate, look at their positioning here. They're just holding tight and hanging on for dear life. With their team composition, though, I would definitely say it's a lot more defense-oriented. And so now, they're handedly with 8 rounds on their attack there. Heading into their defense, they're going to be chilling, honestly. You don't have to make too many things happen. The onus will be on NEXGA to try to make a proactive play to clear you off the board.
Riza is considering the rotation. There was some sort of read that there was going to be some sort of mid play. That's why you see both Redco and Pudge and Nakia sitting there. Now fully into the site we go. It's looking to be a 5-on-5 retake. Nate comes in, but no damage landed. At least not too much.
Ooh, and the spike is going to be planting here, but Splash picking up both players on towards Waterfall, and Impecunity getting one in kind as well. Flaring now, trying to find an angle onto the site here against the 4 players still remaining for the side of NEXGA. Paranoia goes out. The flash. It's going to be huge for Mojo, but next Splash gets the trade right back. Redco, we've seen him make magic happen before, but this time around, no Houdini business around here. Splash instead. It's going to take the quadra kill actually to open up the pistol round on their attack.
Yep, couldn't pull a card out of his sleeves this time because the aces are all on the other team. So Splash is leading 16-10 with his scoreline, and Redco's kind of close, 14-6. So far, in terms of the statistic fights, it's looking a little bit more workhorse, I guess, from NEXGA, which makes sense, kind of fight that they have to go up against with Elevate. Not too much of an answer back on this eco so far. Elevate are giving them the space that they need. A little bit, you can see there's a ping coming through on towards the A side, and they might actually find that timing through into the spawn with the way Impecunity is now routing back to his team. The longer he stays here, or rather the longer his team stays here, the longer this is going to be a worry that they have in the back of their mind. So you see him moving back towards that A side, watching the B hit instead.
Now NEXGA slowly calculating their next move, flaring the first one to get caught out here. And now Pudge answering his chances here with a little bit of a cheeky jump spot.
It's heard.
Yeah, Impecunity, he's looking for this. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, this is going to look like an absolute bloodbath in a couple of seconds here. The sonar comes out. Ain't shells. Nakia to try to deny this push, and oh, now Pudge. A single right click might be all it takes, but Splash actually shooting him right out, and Duka getting the second kill to open up the bomb site. So the rest of the next are going to plant it right down.
2-on-5. They do have sheriffs. They can make this a little bit more dangerous, but with Redco going down, Nakia is the only sharpshooter left. He's going to get surrounded in a moment. Impecunity taking his fight ever so slowly, chipping away the damage onto him. And all but done. A flawless round from NEXGA onto their attack. I just want to mention, right? There's micro mechanics coming in from Splash. So you saw how he entered that into B, right?
Yeah.
The check towards the right, hugging the wall. Sorry, the check towards the left, hugging the wall, is really, really good. And the thing is, he could just swing out and check right, but that leaves him liable to the one-shot capability that the Classic had. So he takes 2 steps back and gives him more space to see the peripheral of the angles coming through.
That's the caliber of players we expect to see on this level. They're putting on a show for us today. The Aftershock being forced out here, and Nakia is going to go down for it. Splash now has an avenue towards B main, but Flaring and Pudgy hold it right down. Aduka getting up on towards that link, but Flaring is still holding strong here. It's gonna be a 3v2. Applix, opportunity here. They're just going to be chilling on towards B main. I think that might be it. There is a chance that they try to find their way on towards the spike, but it's stuck towards the link. And look at Redco's wall. If they have to break this is going to make so much noise here. Flame's already ready with the crosshair positioning to take them out. He's going to hear this noise. That gives them so much information.
And his smoke just came back. His smoke just came back too. So that's such a rough time for them to swing out as well. Redco finding both of those kills. Flaring holds Link really, really well. We saw a highlight from him recently, right, where he got the spray down onto his RDA.
Yeah.
And here you just see he's so connected to playing that position, right?
Dude,
have a lot
you
of
can
players.
make like a 45-minute PowerPoint presentation on how to play that link position based off of highlight clips from Flaring alone.
Yeah, I mean, there's a case study for players playing one position really well. You have that kind of thing happen in, like, you know, the days of old with like Inferno and the Pit.
Oh man, I just spent hours watching those guys. Nakia though is gonna get the first kill here. Oh, it's gonna be kills lighting up all the way on towards A. Nakia's gonna be good for 3. Opportunity shuts him right down, and this is gonna go down with 2-on-2. The spike is gonna be heisted through 3 position here. Modrin and Opportunity a little bit wary of their corners here. Trying to keep all of their bases covered, but Redco is right on this side with them. Like shark in the water, gets the first kill. And all of a sudden, it's very dicey now for NEXGA. But the Opportunity finds it back. But Redco stops it. Going through. 10-6 now. Elevate. Welcome to the double digits club.
I was going to say, Redco still had his wall that entire time. I was like, I wonder if he has the absolute smarts to separate them. And you almost saw it happen, but Impecurity managed to slip through, grab the spike even, and find that fight onto Heaven. But yeah, Redco does clean it up, but still, the fact that he's thinking about even doing so with the util speaks wonders to how he knows his kit. Timeout called for NEXGA as well. They are losing a little bit of fire here in terms of their attack, so they need to find some sort of aggressive way in, I believe. They're giving Elevate the kind of game that they want, right? The rotation games and everything. I feel like the longer you stay in the timer of the round, the better Elevate Elevate has a chance of just reading you, right?
Definitely. Because the thing with these two teams is that it's going to come down to the battle of the mid-round calls. And so far, Elevate have been winning it like, again, hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby, you know?
Saw that once and you can just not let go of it, huh?
I can't. It's such a funny comparison.
But it might be right, you know? As brutal as that imagery is, it might be absolutely right. Splash, though, onto the knives he goes. Looking to make a crazy play. We just saw it when he was on the defense side. I'm going to see what he has for the attack. Riza going to hold over into the back boxes here, making sure that they can at least see someone come in first and maybe take them out as well. Redco is already prepped with the util to try and counter and slow the push down. An alert fight might happen soon here. Smoke comes through from Flaring to try and dissuade Impecurity from peeking that angle. It's a one-way, so he doesn't want to peek it. It's to his disadvantage.
And now, Elevate. They're holding on towards his A main position here. On side of NEXGA, they're gonna have to commit a lot of utility to clear this, and Elevate recognizing that. Wait, Nakia actually finding a pick towards Splash, but Aduka replies it on towards Pudge here. Now the Owl Drone is gonna be used from NEXGA to clear out this tree position. They're going to be able to scale up freely here, but Nakia is going to be
Spike down
springing
A.
the trap on them. They're going to have a very deadly gun on the other end, but Aduka meets it with the business end off his own. And Spike is going to plant in 4. Side of NEXGA with the ultimate. Oh my days. It's just going to whiff. I thought that might have been it.
Yeah, he managed to just hide right in between the gap, and here comes Affleck, who's coming around, finds the headshot. Second one's not going to be there, so left into the one-on-one, and it's going to be scrappy, but Riza's losing HP, but he somehow wins it out, just barely ducking under the crosshair. Very, very likely. Elevate onto 11.
Where will they go this time?
I am marking down the amount of times the Deadlock ult is being used and how many times it's caught someone. Around 50%.
Okay, that's a pretty good conversion. It's kind of like a mini Raze ulti, if you think about it, right? It's like a Raze ulti that bounces, man.
That's a horrifying image.
Is it not?
No, that's a horrifying. Imagine you're holding tree and you hear the showstopper. You hear it fire, you see the rocket come through the corner, and it bounces to you. That's...
And then the big explosion wiping out your 3 teammates.
That's like some Team Fortress 2 level shenanigans, you know?
Oh my. Medic!
Good old times. Okay, there's a bit of a...
Ooh.
Yeah, I think you see it too. There's a bit of a response there coming in from the defense here with Elevate. They thought about pushing out and they were waiting for some sort of mid-fight to come through, but with the orb being taken over on C, that's actually dissuaded them from actually pushing off into that plan or holding the position in the first place. So they're going to back up and give the space for B in case they rotate into past the doors. The threat here is Impecunity being alive all the way up there. If he finds a fight here, especially if he finds Redco doing that jump spot, maybe an avenue in.
Oh boy, and look at this. Riza's setup. The trips are all for the side. The cam is gonna get taken down. Get off your phone on the dinner table here. It's time to feast. A splash is gonna send himself all the way in the Hunter's Fury. Look at this. Just so much utility coming across the board here. But the site is going to go into the hands of NEXGA for now. But Elevate, they're just fighting for their lives on the site here.
10 seconds left.
Now, it's going to be Impecunity. He's tapping the spike. Peeking around the corner, trying to fight out Pudgy, but he's going to have one more opponent to deal with. Oh boy, a little bit of a labor spray, but manages to wrangle down the Phantom, but the timer goes down. Not enough time to plant the spike here. And it's going to be match point for the side of Elevate.
Yeah, that's very good movement coming in from Pudgy, trying to make sure that while the time is going down, he's going to make himself as impossible to hit. And it does well for him because if Impecunity had hit that shot, he has exactly 4 seconds to plant. And I don't think the other player would have tried and come in onto the distance. But, well, that's how the cookie crumbles. So, match point it is. 6 rounds only gained for NEXGA so far. They really have to try and find an answer here. Swing the momentum back towards their favor. Seeing quite an early push already from flaring to game position onto the rubble, and while that's happening over here onto the seaside, the attack is pretty much confirmed with the deadlock, with the Killjoy ult coming through.
Did Mojo just get hit by a shot dart?
Possibly.
Took a little bit of damage there, but now the rest of the NEXGA, they're going to be flooding on towards side here. It's going to get one task, hold down the side here. Flare's going to be right behind him, but Impecunity takes him right out. As it's going to be Pudgy, all that's left here. With a judge in hand, no less.
Take hold.
Wouldn't it be
Wait,
crazy?
the smoke! Wait, the smoke! Oh, never mind. He dropped the judge. I was going to say, if he had that judge going to that round, that might have been a little bit of an advantage. But now, fighting Alex with a Bulldog in hand, trading it for a Vandal there. Mojo and Aduka. You've seen what it can do. Snares like this, but this 2v1's gonna be really scary.
No.
As Pudgy converts the kill onto its Aduka.
No.
Oh, a little bit of a...
No way!
What? What?
No way, PUBG. I can't believe that's the clutch you win. 5 seconds on the clock, rounding it up to 6, essentially a 1v3 clutch. I thought the smoke was going to be the downfall for NEXGA, but no, it's the absolute wild animal that PUBG has inside of him to win that clutch. He's inspired by Redco, honestly, on that fade to go for that. What was that?
The movement, the angles from the clutch, that might have been okay. In terms of how impressive the odds of the clutch are, that might have been like the one of the least pressured clutches, right? You're up 12-6 and all. But just the technicalities within that clutch, like using the enemy smoke, taking the bulldog, getting this awkward off angle to find the first pick, and then somehow isolating it onto the second opponent who's shoulder peeking you, by the way, and then just the movement, cajones to jump up on that box. We're gonna look up at the stats in a moment, and NEXGA, they've been able to find the first kills, but the problem with them is that they weren't able to convert a lot of those rounds, and we've seen Elevate and how successful they were in converting theirs. They got the spike planted out 9 times out of the 12 attacking rounds that they played, and they were able to convert 8 of those rounds, which is a very impressive metric considering the composition they were running.
Yeah, absolutely. It's quite the tale, honestly, and it's yeah. You know what? The post plans pretty much tell you how labored it is, and yeah, NEXGA, as much as I favor their Lotus, a little bit of a juggernaut to fight Elevate. It's almost home turf. I mean, look at Redco. He's sitting up there, 21-10. He's outfragged Splash by 1. It would be him.
My God. Redco on the deadlock pick. I this was not in the bingo cards. I don't even know what to say. It's such a good adaptation though, all things considered, to how NEXGA was playing with their retake heavy setup on towards Lotus, but now just Elevate supremacy across the board. We're gonna see the veteran rack up another MVP in his name. 36.6% headshot. Barber is in the house, baby. Drop the taper fade.
Completely dropped the fade too, in favor of the deadlock. Right? That's kind of nuts, man. And like, yeah, Barber, leader, clutcher, construction worker, putting up these walls. Apparently, my guy Redco, he's unbelievably talented. Right? Talented is one thing. I don't know. I feel like it's disingenuous to say he's talented. That's a hardworking man. He knows how to work the game to his advantage, and it shows. He knows how to read the game completely. And the more I think about it, the more a deadlock oddly makes sense against NEXGA, right? Because you could have that kind of matchup happen between both teams and their playstyles, but a deadlock kind of is that weird piece on the board where it disrupts a lot of the post plans. So yeah, what a way to close that out. So just to remind everyone, that was Lotus, that was NEXGA's